What is up, guys? It is Bosniancheese, senior co-host, and I'm here with
Yxlarb,
junior co-host.
Yes.
But yeah, we're back with the second installments of the Alpha edition, I'll call it that, of Spec Ops for Modern Warfare 2. In the last video, we did the first 3 missions that you see right there, and now we're going to be doing Evasion, one of the best missions in the game. And after that, suspension.
Honestly, this one it's one of the most frustrating, but the concept is so cool, you can look past that. This is one we spent probably over 50 minutes on.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere 55.
Yeah, that's like not even an exaggeration.
And I think, because I think the missions before this, other than the pit, we did it on our first try, right? Oh, no, not the favela, you're right. But the, yeah, we had an easier time than a decade ago when we
did those last. Like, those
exactly.
were, like, much...
But this time, I think it was still easier, because I feel like a decade ago when we did this...
It took 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it took like 5.
Legit, dude. This was... Like, and this mission is really actually very quick. After we did it, I didn't want to, influence myself by watching, like, a pro do it, because that was part of the challenge. It's like, I just want to see if we can figure it out, you and I, a decade later. And I watched someone do this in, like, less than 2 minutes with absolutely no trouble.
Really?
Like, what? I mean, this one, it must have taken us, like, 8.5 minutes or something. Yeah. And we were just being hyper careful by this point because, like Bosniancheese was saying in the last episode, you just need to take your time pretty much.
Yeah.
To ensure that you can do, better. Like, the patience is key in this case. And, I mean, it really takes very little for you to get screwed up in this mission. Do we want to explain a little bit what's going on here? Do you want to do that?
Yeah, so we're basically, we're going bush to bush, and if you stay in the bushes...
That sounds sexual.
Oh, it is. But, yeah, if you stay in the bushes, you can't get seen, right? You need to stay crouched and prone, otherwise there's patrols, there's dogs, and people, as soon as they see you, they shoot at you, and as soon as they shoot at you, you get like 100 enemies converging on you. Okay, not 100, but it's like 20, and it's impossible.
There's so many.
It feels endless, like it's impossible to survive. So you see us going, and we've done this, like, at this point, killed these exact guys, like, 20 times, because we kept failing. So we have our route set up, and we almost know exactly who we're going to shoot. We're like, all right, you take left, I'll take the right, and then we both go in the middle. And then, that time we took 2 different groups, so we took them out at the same time. Yeah, so we're basically just going bush to bush in our ghillie suits, and... taking these guys out so we can advance and get to this checkpoint at the end of this little
it's a little village, I think is what it says, like a little village for safety. And I mean, it's a really fun mission. It's fun to play with 2 people because we'll do it like, I've got left, you got right, 3, 2, 1, and then we shoot at the same time. Where in reality, it's actually much more generous. I mean, like, this is obviously made for one person to be able to beat it. You could do it with one person, and you can take a little bit more time between shooting him. In fact, in the run I saw, they didn't even use the sniper once. They just went through with the handgun, which is also silenced.
Yeah.
Which is, how we're able to make this work. I mean, you can pick up their weapons, but as soon as you shoot one, like, they're going to converge on your position in no time.
Yeah, and you'll be pretty much surrounded, because in the beginning, there's like a 4-person patrol that passes by you, so you'll be surrounded on all sides. And one thing I don't think you'll see us do from this point on, but you saw us do was like double or triple tap, like shoot these guys like 2 or 3 times, because there was a couple times we failed because we didn't actually kill the guys. You can shoot them and they'll be on the ground like writhing in pain or something, and then that'll alert somebody that they saw you. So yeah, I just wanted to explain the double tapping.
Definitely, yeah. That's why we're doing that. Sometimes we get paranoid and shoot 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Like here, we pause for a second because, and I'll explain why. But we were just strategizing a little bit. But this is the perfect time to explain that if you do get caught, like if they notice you, you can survive. Like especially if you're playing with 2 people, pretty much what we typically do is one of us will like be shooting them. And then even if you get down, it's not a problem because, as we explained before, they just ignore you. And the other person just hides still in the bushes. As long as you can kill the dogs, pretty much you're not going to get found as long as it's a decent hiding spot. And then eventually they'll be like, oh, well, there must be no more threat. Even if they know, they're just like, it's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And then, kind of go back to their spots or to new spots.
Yeah.
So here, what ended up happening, we had lost so many times and we couldn't quite figure out why at this point because there's 2 guys here with a dog, and then behind them there's 2 guys. But they're far enough away to where if you kill these guys, they won't notice. But then each time we killed the 2 guys back there, we would get found out somehow. And it's like, how? We couldn't... Is there another patrol? And so here, we sat here for like a full minute to see, okay, is there going to be another dog and individual coming this way? And then when there wasn't, we were like, okay, let's just kill him and move on. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, see, that guy, I feel like he was alive.
Oh, yeah, if the blood comes out, then yeah.
Yeah, trying to think if that's like a hard and fast rule, but I'm not sure. I haven't.
I think so, because if you shoot them like now, I think it'll just be like snow.
Yeah, I feel like probably nothing would happen. So that could have been a close call.
So yeah, I remember on this last run, this was the furthest we had gotten. We were by this point already, because last time the run.
Well, we had killed these guys, and that's what it made us lose the 2 or 3 times before that. But this is equal to where we had gotten to before.
Yeah, so now we're kind of strategizing, like, all right, how do we get to the end? They're like, there's those guys. We thought there was going to be a patrol with dogs, but
exactly, because it's like, I mean, this might be kind of obvious, but it's a video game, so maybe not. If anyone comes across a dead body, they're gonna like come for you. Like, even if they haven't seen you, they're coming for you. Pretty much. That's what I've noticed. Even if it's weird, but.
Yeah, so, they're like, hey, there's a dead body here. Check that bush.
Yeah, that specific bush. So I came up here to see, like, okay, maybe if I move a little bit, it'll force the patrol to come out. And I just end up seeing that there's more guys here. So these guys are out of Bosniancheese's view. They're off to his left.
Yeah.
And it's like, aha. So we must have killed those guys, and then they see the bodies, or they see them drop dead because they're actually pretty close by. Of course, this led us to the issue of, like, okay, there's 3 guys over there and 2 guys on the other one. How are we going to kill all these guys right now?
Yeah.
And so we spent some time.
We're like, all right, what do we do? We're like, do we need to kill all of them? Can we just kill, like, these guys and then move past them? Do we have to kill any of them? So this part, I think you'll see me in the bottom right, like, go to the right to try to find a way around, or do we?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Because part of the problem is we don't know. Like, you have the map, but the map's pretty much useless here. Like, it doesn't really tell you much. It's just very tiny and kind of narrow.
It kind of looks like the map of someone's intestines on the inside.
Intestines, yes. It actually does look like intestines. Got some food making its way through, including us.
Somebody ate some like chips. Green ones.
Something like green Doritos right there.
Lime flavor and then like a regular one. You're like, should I eat these or these?
It's like, I'll have both.
His yellow asshole. Alright, sorry.
That's good, but yeah, pretty much we didn't know, like, okay, can we sneak by them? We were just kind of looking around to see if there was a way to actually go by, but there really isn't. You have to take out at least some of these guys.
Yeah, and one thing we were fighting with was, our emotions at this point, because we were like, all right, we've been at this for an hour. If we lose this, we might just be done recording tonight. Like, honestly, we're not even going to get this video done.
Honestly, we got to that point. I was like, I know we wanted to finish all of Alpha today, but this one's taking so long.
Yeah, like, that's one thing I want you guys to... Oh, yeah, and good shooting by you there.
Yeah, that was
pretty
us. Good. Yeah.
But yeah, one thing to see if you guys can notice or feel is a difference between how tense the gameplay is versus how relaxed the commentary is.
So relaxed,
because the gameplay, it's tense.
And it's so much fun to watch. I'm entertaining myself watching it.
Honestly.
Even though we just did it last night. But yeah, these guys actually, that
you
dog
scared me there. I was
there,
like, you're rushing here. Like, don't kill those guys.
I just knew that's where, like, you could see the map right there. It's just a dead end. I was like, why are these guys even there? And when we got here and we realized this is the last bit of resistance, wow, dude, we rejoiced.
I didn't know. I was like, hang on, is there going to be more people? I should have known.
I just remembered the hill. I was like, okay, I remember coming across a hill and then you slide down it, which just looks so much fun.
I know.
I'd love to do that. As long as you can actually come to a stop.
No,
otherwise you're barreling into that truck. No problem.
You would definitely hit the truck.
Let's see. So finally I get more kills than you.
But I got a better clear time.
Right.
So.
That's not even a tie at that point. That's like a win for you. Okay. Like, there's nothing that can be done about that. And at this point, we spent a little bit of time. I can't remember if you were trying to convince me to do suspension, the final one. I was like, God, if that takes even like a third of the time that Evasion took, we're gonna be here all night. I was like, but then you were like, okay, let's just try it once. If we win, then we win. Then great.
And so, since you guys know, we are only showing our successful attempts.
Right
here, we have 2 in a row because suspension we just got on one go. And Yeah, and it's pretty hectic. I mean, you can tell you threw a grenade there because you didn't know what button
Yeah,
to
I
pick
was.
up the
Yeah, what game is that? Is that Halo where you pick them up with the right bumper, or
I don't know. Is it?
There's
That
some
sounds
game
like
where you have to do that.
I don't know. It almost sounds like GTA, but I don't even think you pick up guns in that game. Like you just
Not
buy
often,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you just walk over them.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I can't think of what it is, but I did that. I was like, shit, no, not grenades. But when I remember this one being so stressful. I don't know, where that came from because I didn't have too many memories of it. I remember being on a bridge at some point. But it wasn't nearly as iconic as Evasion, where it's like, oh, the snow stealth mission. Like, that is... When I think of Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops, that is the exact mission I think of. So,
Yeah,
there's nothing
that's what
more
I think
iconic.
of. Like I don't even remember too many of the others. I was going through the list and I was like, why don't I like aside from like the Alpha group, I was like, God, I don't remember many of these.
Yeah, I remember a couple. The Overwatch, which we'll get into the time after this. Who knows when we'll actually record that, but I'm honestly really not looking forward to that one because it's a 2-player required one. It's a timed mission. That's part of what makes it tough. Is it's one of you's in an AC-130 just shooting down, and one of you's like running across, and you have to make your way over to a specific checkpoint. And you're timed. If you weren't timed, you could just take your time with the AC-130 and just obliterate everything in your path and just be very slow about it. So I don't know. I feel like we'll dive back into it. I was kind of trying to explain this to Bosniancheese the other day. Is like, even though it's been many, many years since I've regularly played a Call of Duty, I just feel like my general addition of like age and wisdom over the years just makes me a better like video game player overall. Like, I can't really explain why that is. I mean, I'm sure, just my logical process. I mean, my process is just more logical. I think things through more so. I'm more patient. I'm not like a hormone crazed youth anymore. Where
Yeah.
I just got to get things done, and then just rushing through and being reckless. I just feel like these adult kind of qualities just improve everything about my gameplay.
I can see that. I know I'm nowhere near as good as I was just because like I'm definitely more patient and have like those qualities like you're talking about. But it's just like you can't
replace just straight up skill with that. That's
you can't
just
replace the amount of time put in
right
on the highest sensitivity, like everything. Like it's almost like I like to compare it again to like basketball. I make these metaphors all the time, but they just work. It's like you can have a ton. You can learn so much about the game. Like LeBron James, he's like almost as good now as he was when he was like younger. But you just can't replace that insane athleticism, No. And it's like, having a ton of time for video games as a younger person is the same thing as like being really athletic when you're young in sports. Like, it's just something you can't replace and you can't ever get back. Like, I'm never going to have the time I had for video games.
Oh, God.
Now, like,
never.
ever again in my life. Ever again. I'm not going to be able to play Modern Warfare 2 for 10 hours a day.
Certainly not. Not unless like not unless somehow YouTube becomes your career, and like that's like the only way. By the way, that car had like weird exhaust. I think it's like the people who made this game didn't know what car exhaust looked like. I don't even know. But anyway, this mission, this is actually this was a fun mission. It's kind of Hollywood, with the bridge being under attack.
Oh,
wow. Like, of course, America being as powerful and kind of elitist as it is, it's like, oh, this could never happen. This could never happen like here in America. It's like, so that's crazy in and of itself. It's just a spectacle. But also we got this helicopter we got to deal with. We got enemies. What do you call that? Where they're like suspending themselves from the ropes and what's that called?
Oh, there's something in. That's what they say. They're repelling. That's what you call it, like on a mountain. You repel.
I just don't know. I just don't know. It's not like coming to mind, and that's not like sounding perfectly correct to me. But you might be right. But anyway, we got that. We got this helicopter after us. It's just, there's cars all over the place. It's actually nice to have all the cars there because you can blow them up. Yeah. Take out some enemies that way, and then also use them for cover. It's it's really nice rather than just being out in the open like I typically like to do. But
yeah, this was the spot where it got the most sticky for us. We just could not get the helicopter, but you got it.
Once we took that out, like,
yeah,
man. I mean, this mission came to a close so quickly. I was like, what? Like, I swear we tried this dozens of times back in the day. I don't remember specifically, but it seemed like the kind of mission that we would have tried many, many times. Just because, I mean, if you rush even a little bit, they'll start, you know, to use your word, repelling, like, right behind you. They'll appear behind you. Yeah. Whereas if you just take your time, just take everyone out that comes your way, even on veteran mode, like, there's just nothing they can do. It's kind of like, you know, we were talking before about the artificial difficulty, you know, giving them that aimbot functionality sometimes, just to, because that's really the only way they can make them much more difficult, aside from just grouping together and taking cover more often and stuff. They just make them more aggressive. But you can always find a way to kind of cheese the system. It's kind of like in Super Smash Bros. You can like set the AI to like level 9 and stuff, but you'll always find a way to deal with it. It's not like they're going to change their strategies. It's almost always like the same kind of thing to deal with. Yeah, it's like playing against your younger brother. Like, you just know what he's going to do. Exactly. And you know how to beat him. You've been genetically modified to destroy your brothers at video games. Your younger brothers.
Exactly. Except I think your younger brother might maybe both of them would wreck you now.
These days, yes. Yeah. It is a shame. Yeah, but Andy, he's definitely better at certain games than I am. You got way better at like Smash Bros than I, and then of course FPS. Like you were much better at FPS games than I was.
Smash Bros, I'm surprised I got better. I mean that was when I was playing a ton, but yeah, I was super shocked because you whooped me all the time,
dude. All the time. It's like, and you just played like for like a few hours on the modded one. What do they call that? There's a special name for it. You had it on your modded Wii or something.
Oh, yeah, my friend had it. No, it wasn't just a few hours. We played all the time.
Oh, did you? I could have sworn you just played like a few hours and then you showed it to me and you were like, oh yeah, this is like, I just got this or something. And then you whooped me. But anyway, guys, here we are just getting a little sneak peek at what Bravo has in store for us, which some of it's exciting, some of it isn't, but we're going to beat it all no matter what, no matter how long it takes. And yeah, I'm sure you guys will be excited for that. But anyway, hope this is a fun little thing you can enjoy, and stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one.